Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Welcome home again. Our Habitat for Humanity Blitz-built house is ready for interior decoration. I'll be helping our decorator, B. Smith, paint a lavender stripe pattern on the wall of the girls' bedroom. Ryley gets together with Ken Frankel of Lucent Technologies to check out the HomeStar wiring system, and I'm taking you back to Civano in Tucson, Arizona to look at some houses built from straw bales, adobe, and recycled styrofoam and cement. So stick around. It's good to have you home again.
Sears presents Bob Vila's Home Again.
Another one of our volunteers here at the Habitat for Humanity project is B. Smith, who's bringing her personal style to the interior decoration. Thanks for joining the project, B.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. You know what I love about it is it's a house full of women.
Yeah, four young girls and a mom.
That's right. And so I'm able to make them, you know, I did a personality profile.
Did you really?
Yes, and I understand the colors that the girls like and that the mother likes, and that was very important to me because I have a 12-year-old.
Yes.
And I think that it's important, that environment, that bedroom environment should be very special. So this is very girly.
Yeah, we're working in one of the girls' bedrooms where they're probably going to have bunk beds over here, and this sure is girly. You got pink and lavender.
Absolutely. The two older girls told me they loved lavender. So, and of course they like pink too, but lavender was a color that they wanted. And I decided to do stripes. And the thing about what I'm doing is, if you wanted to do perfection, you'd get wallpaper.
Right.
But this is fun.
This is the kind of project that the girls can get, even 5-year-olds can get involved in, right?
That's right.
What kind of paints are you using?
We're using acrylic paints.
A basic latex as a base, and then you add the
These
pigment
colors.
with the acrylics.
And aren't these beautiful colors?
Sure, baby pink.
Right. The girls could go with you. They could help you pick out the colors for their room. So it's a lot of fun when you do it this way.
So this is the hot pink that
That's
you're mixing
the hot
right now.
pink, yeah.
But how do you get started? Because I see you've got some tape out there. Let's just keep rolling with it here so we get an idea how you do this.
All right. I usually like to start with my pencil, and I like to sort of mark off the lines. And for my border, I'm using a 4-inch border.
Okay.
And that begins what I want to do. And then I use my tape so that I can sort of cover, I do it slightly above the penciled out line, so then I could cover it with paint.
Right.
And when I pull the tape off, then I've got a really nice border.
A perfectly straight line at the top, but you're not using any tape on the bottom, so you'll have a fuzzy line on the bottom.
And I like the fuzzy line because I think if the kids were doing it themselves, it would be more like that.
Yeah.
And none of us are professionals at this. We just like to have fun with it.
Exactly.
And what I'm doing is a 4-inch stripe here, and you'll notice that it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be. When you roll it, you know, it's very natural looking. So I like that.
Let me see how the sponge works. I mean, this is a natural piece of sponge.
Right.
And you've got some of that lavender pink there.
I do.
So let me get a sense of how you...
And that's it.
That really
That
lightly.
is really it, that light. And then you might want to add just a little of the pink. Oh, okay. All right.
Uh-oh, I bet you I glumped too much paint on there
Well, here's
already.
well, that's why I use the cardboard.
As a palette,
That's
it were.
right.
So you're just...
That's right.
Yeah, there's not much to it.
You've got a light touch there.
Yeah, well, you're not going to hurt your camera with the paint, that's for sure. So is that about enough?
That's enough.
Yeah.
And then
you got to cover the paint line, the pencil line, though, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I just take a little pink, and I just might add a little pink in there, randomly.
Uh-huh. And that gives it more life.
Right, right. It gives it more texture, and it just adds a hint of color. And I think that that brings in the pink when I'm putting the hearts on, so that it all works together. It's all in the same color family, so I like that.
It sounds to me like the hearts are the last thing. Are the stripes the next thing that you work at?
They are.
Well, let's see how you've done it over here.
I started in the corner because I just tape it off, and then I've got my, I begin the whole room here in the corner. And it just makes it a lot easier for me when I do it this way.
Okay.
I've got a little 4-inch piece of cardboard, and that helps me to make my spacing.
Guide.
That's my guide. Okay, I want to make sure that I remove the excess paint.
Yeah.
And I take my little guide here.
And that's how you figure out where the next stripe should be located.
And I could use the yardstick if I want to.
And the yardstick would let you get one relatively even edge, sharp edge on one side.
Right.
But then a real nice informal edge on the other side.
Mm-hmm. And that's sort of consistent throughout the room.
One thing I noticed is that it's very important not to overload the roller.
Right.
If you put too much paint on, you end up with...
Better to go back over it.
Right.
And if you have any problems like you've made it a little too heavy here,
Yeah.
then you go back and you
Lift it off.
lift it off just a little. And then you'll add a little pink there and it'll even it out.
Yes.
So again, I like this look.
Yeah, I think it's very good.
So let me show you on this wall.
I mean, it's starting to look like a wide candy stripe. The whole thing has kind of a candy flavor to it, especially with the pink hearts.
Right. So here I go again. And I'm gonna, in a few minutes I'm gonna let you do the next one, okay?
Promise?
I promise. Okay, I'm gonna just start right here. Take my measuring stick. Make sure I have it aligned. And then make myself a stripe. And it's that easy. Okay, Bob, it's your turn.
All right. Well, let me make sure I've got the drop cloth right to the edge
Okay,
before I
because-
make a mess on the carpet. And where's your little guide?
Here's my little guide.
Right there, and then the roller. And the trick, as you said a minute
Okay.
ago, is to get a smaller amount of paint than you normally would when you're actually painting the room.
Okay, no.
I just picked up some pink. Is that going to ruin it for me?
If you'll just, no, I don't think it will.
All right, so we want to start there. I want the straight edge, yeah. I feel better if I got a straight edge. I'm going to take this approach.
That looks great.
Yeah, because it's when you have that kind of irregularity that's where the art in this lies, I think.
Absolutely.
It's sort of primitive work.
And
but-
and primitive is fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, it's childlike. We're playing here. But what I want to show you are the hearts.
Yeah, how do you
okay,
do
let's
those?
get to the hearts. Now, I like to roll the hearts first, like
So-
this. Very simple. I use a stamp that you can buy in any craft store. Any design you want.
And this is made out of a rubber or something?
It's rubber,
Yeah.
right. And after you're finished with it, you can wash it, and if you want to use it in one of the other kids' room, you certainly can. And when I'm working, for instance, I started the heart here, so the next heart will be on this wall. Let me just take this off. Because I don't want everything to
To
be...
line up perfectly.
No.
Yeah, you want there to be that kind of naive sense
Right.
of the design.
Okay, and I just want to make sure. And again, sometimes it won't come out as a full heart, and that sort of looks nice too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like that look. So I'll take this and I'll sort of space it in between these two hearts, which is right here.
So that you're going to be alternating.
That's right.
Every other space is going to have the heart in a different place.
Right.
Yeah, it's a broken heart, that one is. Well, B, I know you got your work cut out for you, but next week you're going to have not only this room completed, but most of the house is going to be styled, right?
Actually, I'm going to take you through the house and decorating every room from the kitchen to the dining living area, and then I'm coming up here to the girls' rooms, and it's going to be interesting when you see the finished product.
That's going to be great. I'm going to keep on helping you with the stripes.
Okay, and I'm going to do a few more hearts here.
When we come back, Ryley checks out the state-of-the-art HomeStar wiring system, so don't go away.
Don't adjust the color on your TV. I'll explain to you why in just a minute. We're in the living room here. We've got some high technology computer stuff going on here, and I'm with Ken Frankel.
Hi, Bob. How
Hi.
are you? I saw you coming.
Good. You're from Lucent Technologies, I understand, right?
Right. We're here to talk about the HomeStar wiring system.
Okay, and that's what we have right here is the outlet for it. I understand there's about 6 of them in the house that go from here and actually home run right back into the basement. And we can see that it takes care of this television here, but can you tell us something more about it?
Sure, it does a lot of things. For homeowners, it gives them the basic capability of telephone and cable TV, plus a lot more. One of the things that we showed at the beginning was you coming into the front door. We can be sitting in the living room and see who's at the front door without even getting up. We just look at the TV and see who's there.
So that's a security aspect of the wire.
Absolutely. To take it a step further, Bob, we could be upstairs in the bedroom and hear someone at the front door and access that same camera from the upstairs TV.
So what's this you have here? This is the actual wire itself?
Yeah, this is the wire that distributes both voice, data, video throughout the house, and it all is connected downstairs in a communications panel.
So basically what you call this a hybrid, and you've got 3 wires inside of it, and it looks like this is a cable wire
This
here.
is for your cable TV. This is for video distribution. That's where your camera outside is connected to. Another application there is if someone's in the kitchen making dinner and they have a camera in the baby's room, maybe they hear the baby cry, rather than having to run upstairs, they can just look at their TV in the kitchen and see if the baby's okay.
Wow, that's a good
And then
feature.
this is for telephone or for a computer or a fax machine.
So this is, so you'd run this line here wherever you would want a telephone, and you wanted other capacities as well.
Correct. For the most part, this goes in each bedroom, and then it goes in the family room. And then you can run additional wire. This would be high-grade wire for telephone and for computers.
Okay.
To talk a little more about this wire, this is Category 5 wire. What we've done is we've really upgraded the wiring in the home to run almost 600 times faster than a regular voice-grade wire.
You're talking about the telephone wire.
Yeah, what that does is it allows you to be more efficient in your home office, so that with this wire you can have a telephone connected to it, your computer connected to it, and then from the telephone company have a digital line. So just as efficient as you would be in your office at work, in your home office you can be just as efficient, accessing the internet at extremely high speeds, accessing your email at extremely high speeds as well.
So you're not only bringing all of these together in one wire, you're also upgrading it to its optimum for what each individual wire is giving you.
Absolutely. This is the highest grade wire possible.
Okay.
Bob, one other thing that I should mention to you, and what's really important to the homeowner, is the fact that they can save themselves some money as well. An example of that would be taking a VCR that might be connected to this home entertainment center and being able to monitor or see that VCR from any TV in the house. So now the homeowner doesn't have to buy a VCR for the family room and one for the bedroom, so there's a savings there.
Wow, that is good.
The other thing that you can do, we talked about computers a little bit and being efficient in the home office. What you can do is network computers together, so a child will have a computer and the parents have a computer. Rather than buying a printer for each computer, you just buy one printer and have the computer share that printer, so you can network those computers together to share that one printer. So there is a savings for the homeowner as well.
Well, that's great stuff. I'll tell you, I really like it a lot, and I think you guys have done a great job here.
Oh, thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Coming up next, a house built from straw bales at Civano in Tucson, Arizona. Stick around. Well, we're in Tucson, Arizona, visiting with Kevin Kelly, who's the president of the Civano development. And last week we visited with you and we saw some of the SIPS houses, and now we're going to look at a different technology that involves straw, right?
That's right, Bob. This is actually a byproduct of wheat. It's grown right here in southern Arizona. And instead of ending up in a landfill or having to burn the excess waste product of that crop, we convert it into a building material.
That's amazing. So we're going to be looking closely at how a house is built out of straw, and we also have houses here that are being built out of adobe and
recycled styrofoam and cement.
So it's an exciting few minutes, but let's take a closer look at the straw house over here.
Okay.
Well, the masses of the house are pretty conventional, but when you get close up, it's a special deal, huh?
Yeah, this is actually, Bob, a post and beam structure with the straw bale being the infill of the wall.
And the posts are 6 by 6, and you've got glue lambs up there, don't you?
We certainly do. It's a very sturdy building.
Now, is that necessary with straw bale construction? Do they all have to be done like this?
There's two ways to build straw. One of them is you actually use the straw wall as a bearing wall. The second, which is a little more conservative, which we chose, is to go with the post and beam.
Yeah, no, I feel like you couldn't huff and puff and blow it down.
You could not.
It was like this. Tell me a little bit about are there any inherent problems with insects or rodents or
No,
anything?
actually that's a misnomer. People confuse straw and hay. And in fact, what this is a cellulose material. You're not going to attract a lot of bugs at all. And of course, when the stucco is over it, you're not going to have any easier penetrability from here that you would a wood frame house.
And what about cost? Is it cost effective?
Well, it's interesting. The actual bale material itself is, and the labor for the straw is probably under $4,000, but when you add the post and beam framing costs, it's probably 15% higher than a wood frame house.
Okay, so a lot of the attraction here has to do about the romance, the feel of what you end up with,
That's right. The absolute thick walls, the romance of that, plus the fact that you're taking a waste product and making it usable again.
Yeah, but we're talking 2 feet
That's
thick.
right. It is a marvelous structure. When you come into a 2-foot thick wall with plaster, handcrafted trowel plaster,
well,
it makes
this will be a window, almost a window seat here when you put this in. Now, let's talk about the finish. Do you have to put some sort of board or lath or something over this?
You'll actually drop and you can see it at the rim of the wall, you'll drop a steel mesh, a metal
like the
mesh.
hardware cloth up there. Okay.
Exactly, and then you'll apply 3 or 4 coats of plaster depending on what your particular finishing taste is.
Hand trowel?
Hand troweled, with the last one being a putty finish. It's a very smooth, very warm and soft finish.
So there's no plasterboard involved at all?
None at all.
Excellent. No, that I can see how that would appeal to a lot of people, especially in the Southwest, where you have that mass that's reminiscent of the early adobe houses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a great sound deadening material.
Sure.
And so you've got the sustainability that you're taking care of a waste product. You've got the romance of the plaster and the thick walls, and you have the fact that it's very efficient with sound because it's so thick.
What's the square footage of the house?
This is 1,725 square feet interior space.
So you'll have a couple of bedrooms and bathrooms.
That's right. We designed these with 2 master bedrooms because we think this is a professional buyer of this house.
Right, and it's interesting when you say interior space because a lot of the living takes place outside here.
Yes, it does. We have 3 outside rooms in this house.
Yeah. Now, what about the structure of the roof? Because it's kind of an unusual hip roof style, isn't it?
That's right. You'll notice that we have the structure, the truss system, which is engineered obviously.
It's very light.
Does not have the bearing weight that you need in New England or in the Pacific Northwest because you don't have the heavy rains and you don't have the snow to carry.
Sure. And the reflective material up there?
That's a new material by Louisiana Pacific. It's called Tech Shield, and what it does is it has an OSB board decking for the roof on one side, and on the other side it actually has a reflective foil material. And the tests have shown that this keeps the attic about 10 degrees cooler.
Excellent.
Yes.
So just almost any place you can, you've taken advantage of using technology like this to make it more efficient.
Absolutely.
So this is straw. There are a couple of other technologies that are being used in some of the other buildings around here. Tell us about those.
That's right. We're introducing in our community as many advanced technologies and traditional materials as we can. So we have thermal mass buildings made of ancient trades of adobe. And we also have a product that's recycled styrofoam and cement.
Well, let's talk first about the adobe.
Sure.
Traditionally, adobe was simply mud bricks that were left out in the sun to dry, and they had some of the same straw added to them, right?
Yes, and matter of fact, we still build in Tucson with that type of adobe, and then you put the stucco or the plaster on the interior and exterior and protect it. We happen to be using fired adobe because it has a little longer life.
And then what about this Rostra technique?
Rostra is a new building material. It's a recycled styrofoam that is guaranteed to be recycled. It's not new styrofoam that's kept out of landfills, and it's blended with cement, and it actually creates almost a block that's then grouted with additional cement and rebar.
So these are all building elements and building techniques that are part of the philosophy of Civano's project here to be at one with the earth and the environment. Thanks for the tour.
Thank you very much.
I'll be back in a moment with a preview of the furnished interiors at our Yonkers Blitz Build. And that'll be a wrap. Come home again next time for the final day of our Blitz Build in Yonkers. Our little house will be ready for occupancy. First, we'll tour the exterior of the house and look at all the details. We'll see the completed kitchen, and we'll be testing the house to check the efficiency of the insulation and ventilation. Our decorator, B. Smith, will be here to show us all the furnishings that she has chosen for the living and dining area. Also, we'll see the upstairs loft and the finished girls' bedrooms. And finally, we'll have a very special surprise for the homeowners as they prepare to move in. Till then, I'm Bob Vila. It's great to have you home again. For lots of information and resources for your home improvement project, check out my website at bobvila.com.